Good morning, Indiana. We are live once again here. Current time is 11:31 a.m. here on this beautiful Friday morning. We are live covering a snow squall warning for the very far northern counties of Indiana. If our policy here at IWN IWO states that we go live for anything severe, considerable, tornadic, or snow squall warning. So, locations with this snow squall warning extend from South Bend to Elkhart to Goshen over to LaGrange, all the way up into Jamestown and Angola area. And your hazard with this is very reduced visibilities. The snow squall here looks pretty heavy in nature, so we're going to be looking at reduced visibilities within here for major highways such as 8090, as well as US 33, State Route 5, State Route 9 here, as well as I-69 over here toward Angola area, all the way back through Mishawaka. Caleb, we actually have a camera in Mishawaka. I'm going to get the cameras rolling here if you want to take over for just a second.
Absolutely. So this snow squall warning is in effect until noon Eastern Standard Time. So areas such as South Bend, Elkhart, Goshen, LaGrange, Angola, along I-80, 90. So if you're on the toll road, whiteout conditions are being reported right now. Motorists should expect reduced visibility, whiteout conditions within this band. 30-mile-per-hour winds are also being forecasted within the snow squall, so a very dangerous situation. Snow squall warnings don't happen all too often here in Indiana. Source associated with this warning is Emergency Management reporting quarter-mile visibility with snow in Centerville, Michigan. This is as the band was just north of the Indiana border, but it is currently moving into Indiana right now. It is moving south and east at about 20 miles per hour. At 11:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a dangerous snow squall was located along a line extending from 6 miles southeast of Hillsdale, Michigan, near Mishawaka, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Areas impacted include South Bend, Elkhart, Middlebury, Howe, Jamestown, Angola, LaGrange, Goshen. Think US 31, US 33, and US 20 from Angola all the way to the Mishawaka area, all impacted from this dangerous snow squall. Quick accumulations as well. Snowfall rates very heavy within this band. Whiteout conditions also being reported on the toll road. So if you know anybody traveling, again, headlights on, slow down, increase following distance as well. Visibility can drop dramatically, going from clear visibility to zero visibility in less than a mile within this snow squall. So again, very dangerous situation for motorists on the highway. Counties included in the snow squall warning, I'll list Indiana counties only here. It does extend into Michigan as well. Northern Steuben County, Northeast Indiana, Northern Elkhart County, North Central Indiana, Northeastern St. Joseph County, and North Central Indiana, and LaGrange County in Northeastern Indiana. And this is until noon Eastern Daylight Time, so about a half an hour here. We'll see how far south it makes it. Right now, it's a pretty potent band. If it continues, I wouldn't be surprised to see extensions in the Auburn area, Albion area, getting into the DeKalb County area. We'll have to keep an eye on that to see how this trends. It is currently moving south and east towards northeast Indiana. Fort Wayne, a little too early to call for you guys. I know there's a lot of people on the roads in the Fort Wayne area, very busy area. Right now, we're still well off to your north, so we'll have to keep an eye on that over the next half an hour or so. But again, if you're in the Middlebury area, Elkhart, South Bend, Howe, again, along the Indiana, Michigan toll road here, I-80, I-90, slow down, headlights on. Driving rule for legality is 3 seconds of driving space, but it would be wise here to increase that by double within this snow squall. Again, slow down, increase following distance, headlights on, and prepare for those zero visibility and whiteout conditions within this band. Ryan is currently working on getting a camera up in this area. We do have a camera up here pretty close to the snow squall, hoping to get a view here of what whiteout conditions look like. But visibility less than a quarter of a mile with 30-mile-per-hour winds. Gusts perhaps higher than that as well. Wind gusts up to 35 according to the warning. Will create whiteout conditions and very dangerous driving conditions as well. And this band is very long as well. I can get a measurement on this here. From Hillsdale, Michigan, all the way to South Bend, you're at 91, almost 92 miles long for this snow squall. So a very long snow squall moving into Indiana here and Northwest Ohio as well. Be on deck if you know any friends in the Montpelier area here in a little while. It could reach you perhaps, but you are not included in that snow squall warning there. This is moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow, and visibility rapidly falling less than a quarter of a mile with wind gusts of 35 miles per hour. Impacts included within the warning. Travel will become difficult and potentially dangerous within minutes. The following highways include Interstate 69 between mile markers 350 and 357, Interstate 80 in Indiana between mile markers 98 and 151. So a large swath of I-80 here being impacted in northern Indiana. The snow squall will be near Elkhart, Mishawaka. It's coming into Elkhart right now, as well as Mishawaka. Coming into Sturgis, Dunlap, Middlebury, Osceola, Fremont, Bristol, and Reading around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and LaGrange around 11:35. So coming into that right now. Middlebury, just right on your heels. The heaviest snow right now is near Bristol along I-80. Coming into Scott, Howe, Shipshewana getting in on this as well. LaGrange got about maybe 10 minutes or so before the band impacts your location. Quick accumulations within this band too. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few areas picking up perhaps maybe a quarter of an inch of snow very, very quickly here. Maybe perhaps a half an inch within this band. That's just how heavy the snow is coming down here within this snow squall. So again, very dangerous situation, especially dangerous for those traveling on the roads. That's one of the biggest reasons a snow squall warning are used by the National Weather Service are for motorists. A lot of pileups occur in snow squall warnings.
Also want to take note here, US 12 runs very close to the Indiana border. That's a really major artery there. So if you're watching us just across the border here, US 12 also being impacted from about Coldwater down to about that just north of Elkhart, Granger area. Just if you guys have plans to travel up that way.
Yep, absolutely.
Caleb, I am having issues with our camera software right now. I've tried to pull up the TrafficWise map, but there's not many cameras across the northern part of Indiana in this area.
No, that's unfortunately. We are still growing our camera network, so if you're interested in sponsoring a weather camera, please reach out to Indiana Weather Network, Indiana Weather Online, and we can get in contact with you there. Cameras are really crucial in times of inclement weather, especially with tracking real-time conditions, what is going on from winter weather to severe weather, such as what we have right now with a snow squall warning. To reiterate, the snow squall warning is in effect until 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Expires in 22 minutes here. At 11:22 a.m., a dangerous snow squall was located along a line extending 6 miles southeast of Hillsdale, Michigan, near Mishawaka, moving east at 20 miles per hour. The bulk of the snow squall is mostly in northern Indiana now. There's a little bit still near Coldwater and Hillsdale, Michigan, moving into extreme portions of northeast Indiana, northwest Ohio. But if you're in areas such as Mishawaka, Elkhart, Middlebury, especially in LaGrange County and Elkhart County, getting a very heavy band between Middlebury and LaGrange, including Shipshewana, seeing those whiteout conditions moving into town, slow down and prepare for those rapid deteriorating conditions within the snow squall. Visibilities can drop very, very quickly and can catch motorists off guard. Visibilities can drop from clear conditions to less than a quarter of a mile in a matter of minutes and sometimes seconds within the snow squall. That's how heavy and fast moving these snow squalls can be. Wind driven snow, 35 mile per hour winds also being possible within the snow squall here. So wind driven snow will only escalate whiteout conditions within this snow band as well. This heaviest part of the snow band in Elkhart County, as well as South Bend area, just south of I-80 now. So it is moving south of the highway now in those locations. LaGrange County, as well as Steuben County, still impacting the I-80 corridor from Jamestown over to the Scott area in LaGrange County as well. This band is moving fairly quickly off to the southeast at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. That's a good thing here with this band. It is a fast-moving band, But with that speed, it can also catch motorists off guard due to the fast-moving nature of this band moving over those locations. Snowfall rates, very, very heavy, Ryan. Seeing snowfall rates close to an inch an hour in some of the center portions of this band here. So it is a convective band in nature. A very heavy snow being reported as well.
Got our camera up finally from the Horner Roofing and Siding in Mishawaka. Currently, just some flurries there. Looks like the heaviest is still yet to come, or is perhaps lagging a little behind the radar just a bit. But for right now, looks like just flurries in Mishawaka here on the Horner Roofing and Siding cam.
Absolutely. Thank you for them for providing that camera for us. But South Bend, the band kind of takes a northward turn just a little bit, so it is still coming into town, at least via radar. So the heaviest is yet to come into South Bend. You're right on the edge of the heaviest of the snow. Probably the most dense part of the snow squall is impacting Middlebury, Indiana, and Elkhart County right now, moving into the US 12 corridor from Middlebury to LaGrange, getting into some very heavy snow. Goshen, you're on deck here. We got State Road 5, State Road 9, State Road 3, all of these areas here in LaGrange, Elkhart County, being ready to be impacted here, as long as the very busy US 20 corridor from Angola to Middlebury. That's a very heavily traveled highway there. Motorists should be prepared for those rapidly deteriorating conditions. And also in Jamestown, getting ready to see a very heavy portion of the snow squall move in south of Michigan here, south of the state line, getting ready to impact the I-80 corridor here in the Jamestown area, just north of Angola. Another heavy portion of the snow squall getting ready to move into Indiana up there. Again, this is for northern Indiana. Snow squalls are possible throughout the state here today. Most of them have moved out of the state. We saw some very heavy snow squalls last night moving through Indiana, causing black ice and slippery conditions across the state. For the remainder today, though, southern Indiana, central Indiana should be mostly dry, just windy and bitterly cold, with the best hazard for snow squalls here through this afternoon across northern Indiana, with those lake effect snow showers and other convective snow squalls that may develop. We should see the snow start to taper off here by late to mid-afternoon across northern Indiana as the winds shift a little bit. That should allow to keep the snow primarily in Michigan, but we could still see a few stray snow showers stray their way into northern Indiana, perhaps.
Yeah, taking a peek at this once again, the heaviest of snow appears to be heading in toward Jamestown, but also over the Middlebury area, heading between Goshen and LaGrange. Let's go ahead and zoom in here to some major arteries here. As Caleb said, US 20, a big east-west road there. Other roads, State Route 13 here by Meadow Valley Golf Club. We have Route 26. Zooming way in here, we got Main Street, County Road 37. We got Highway 28, County Road 26, 24, all up here between Middlebury and Honeyville areas. We have Emma, Topeka, Eddy, Valentine, Woodruff, Wolcottville, and Millersburg out ahead of the heaviest bands. Over here in the northeast corner, Angola. You're the next big city to be impacted by this snow squall. As it impacts you, expect very quick deteriorating conditions. Visibility drops to less than a quarter mile. The text of the warning states that life-threatening travel is your main hazard. So if you are out on the roads and you encounter this, visibility goes from maybe 3 miles down to a quarter mile, just like that. It comes on you very, very quickly. So be prepared if you're out driving in the very far northern counties of Indiana with this heavier snow squall working its way southeastward. Animating the radar, you can see the movement on this. Watch it develop here. Southeast is the movement, so this continues on its track. Kendallville, Garrett, Butler, Hudson, Ligonier, Milford areas. If it continues on its trek and holds together, Fort Wayne, you guys got a lot of time before it hits you down there, but it would be brushing the Fort Wayne, Columbia City area if it continues on its southeast track. But it's a big if. It's got 2 counties to clear yet before it gets to you, so we got some time down there in populated Fort Wayne area.
Yep. And Ryan, I do have an NDOT camera pulled up here that is working on the north side of South Bend near the Roseland area. This is along I-90 and US 31 here. You can see the snow squall, the worst of it is just south of this camera here. I watched it end here while Ryan was reading the text of the warning there, but look at the roadways. Maybe an accident here. I see a fire truck here on the left side of your screen, but look how slick the roadways are. You can see the tire tracks of the cars, but there's a good coating of snow associated with the snow squall that just moved through, about a quarter of an inch or so. Kind of hard to tell exactly how deep that is, but traffic's moving a little slow. Still snowing here a little bit, you can just see how slippery the roadways have become. And this snow just coated the roadways. These roadways were likely pretty clear ahead of the snow squall, and now you can see they are coated in a light coat of snow, resulting in these slippery road conditions. So if you are impacted by this snow squall or yet to be impacted by the snow squall, prepare for rapidly deteriorating conditions, quick bursts of heavy snow, and as well as whiteout conditions as well. Snow squalls are very dangerous, especially to those on the roads due to the deteriorating conditions from visibility and to the road surface itself.
Also, if you guys have video, pictures, or anything you want to send us report-wise, feel free to message our pages directly. We are live on Indiana Weather Network, but if you follow us from Indiana Weather Online as well, feel free to message in some messages, pictures, video, reports of snow or visibility conditions. We'll take those, we'll relay those to the public as well as you guys send them in. So your reports do help the warning process greatly, so feel free to utilize that whenever necessary. Caleb's camera continues to run there. This is going to be up at State Route 933 at Cleveland Road up in northern Indiana. Taking back the radar here, we're going to take back my screen just a second. There we go. Heaviest bands entering Middlebury, Goshen, LaGrange area here between 80-90 and US 20. And again, the heavier bands up here in Michigan near Kinderhook, Bethel, Bronson, moving southeast toward Jamestown, Fremont, Clear Lake, York, Crooked Lake, Nevada Mills, Panama, and Orland areas. I almost said Orleans. Angola, Ellis, and Metz also in the path of the heavier snow squall here. If you're watching us from Northwest Ohio, Montpelier, Bryan, Pioneer, Edgerton, you guys also would be on deck for this as well up there in the very far northwest corner of Ohio. Luke asks in chat, is this the very first snow squall warning ever for Indiana? I don't believe so. We've had these before. They're quite rare, but this is not our first. Mike in chat says, Lafayette, thanks for keeping us all updated and informed. You bet, Mike. We are live for snow squall warnings, severe warnings that are considerable in nature, as well as anything tornadic possible or tornado warnings. We are live for all.
Yeah, tell you what, Luke, I'll try to get an answer for you there. I'm actually curious myself when the last one was issued. I should be able to get an answer for you here within the next few minutes.
Okay. Well, Caleb works on that. Feel free to drop your questions in chat if you have some. Otherwise, we're just live here, just tuning in. We have a snow squall warning here. This purple reddish polygon, not really a polygon, it's more like a rectangular square. It extends all the way from about Hudson, Michigan, through Lenawee County, back through Hillsdale County, Michigan, all the way through the northern part of Indiana for northern half of Steuben, LaGrange, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties. From South Bend, Elkhart, Goshen, Middlebury, Howe, LaGrange, Jamestown. Does not include Angola, but it's close to Angola. If this continues on its southeast trek, we may see an extension of the snow squall warning further south. If that were to occur, Benton, Ligonier, Topeka, Wolcottville, Hudson, Angola would be the next cities on deck, perhaps all the way down toward Kendallville, Albion, Ligonier, and North Webster. We'll have to see if they extend this or not. Again, this is a snow squall warning, so technically it's not severe weather, but the main hazard within a snow squall warning, according to the NWS, the text of this mentions life-threatening travel as your main hazard, which is what snow squalls are. You're going from a nice sunny day sometimes or cloudy day, all of a sudden you get blasted by a lot of snow. It's heavy with winds whipping it. Visibility drops to a quarter mile or less. It can be whiteout conditions, sometimes near zero visibility. All of a sudden you go from a nice sunny day to, holy cow, I can't see the road 2 feet in front of me. And that is how we get pileups. It's how we get accidents, slide-offs. So that's why we're live here, making sure you guys are up to date with it. It's our policy to go live for snow squall warnings. So if you're wondering, the red is not a tornado warning. It is simply a snow squall warning here in northern Indiana. Again, counties included: St. Joseph, Elkhart, LaGrange, and Steuben counties there. If you're in Michigan, the southern part of St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties are in that warning as well. This is happening now, Cheryl. This is live as of it's 11:49. Time's on the bottom right of your screen counting up in Eastern. So you can follow along with us. Current time is 11:50 Eastern time here, Friday, December 19th. Lake effect snow does this. It goes from a nice sunny day. You can go 2 miles west or east or north or south, and all of a sudden you have 5 inches of snow. That's how lake effect is in nature. But with these bands, though, the main hazard here, we could see an inch or two of accumulation in some areas, sure. But most areas will get a dusting, perhaps a trace to a dusting, perhaps an inch. The main hazard here is the zero visibility that comes with these snow squalls. So heaviest located over Shipshewana now, from LaGrange, Shipshewana down through Goshen, Elkhart, Osceola areas. Looks like it's wrapping up in Mishawaka. I have to go back and play that camera back just to keep an eye on it. But otherwise, we're tracking this to the southeast. So Rome City, Wolcottville, Valentine, Woodruff, Topeka, Wildwood, Pleasant Lake, Angola would be on deck for this. Again, moving southeast. There's your motion. You can see it's moving pretty rapidly to the southeast here. We'll see if they continue this snow squall warning. This is in effect for 9 more minutes, I believe. It expires at noon. Yes, 9 more minutes according to the text on my screen here. We'll see if they extend it. If they do, counties included would be, assuming they extend it, DeKalb, Noble, and Kosciuszko County, perhaps parts of northern Whitley as well. We will see if they do or not. That's a big if. Looks like the heaviest, according to the radar here, is just about to cross into the northern part of Steuben County, just north of Jamestown. Looking at Nevada Mills, Orland, Kinderhook, Clear Lake areas. This is a very darker blue. The darker blues indicate your heavier snow. So the lighter blues, it's still snowing, but darker blues are where the radar is saying, hey, this area has a lot of heavier snow that's fallen. So with that being said, zooming out here, if you're watching anywhere else in Indiana, the radar remains pretty much clear. Perhaps some isolated snow showers down here by the eastern Indianapolis region, by Anderson down to Greenville. I'm not sure if those are reaching the ground or not, but radar does have some depicted snow showers there. Further south toward Evansville and Louisville, the radar is clear. Over toward Cincinnati, you guys are also clear. Otherwise, we're just tracking what's up here in North Indiana. There's no other precip expected besides some isolated snow showers across the state today. Mainly just a cold day out there with some gusty winds. Tomorrow, much better conditions. And then as we move toward Christmas, we are going to climb in temperatures up into the 40s, 50s, and maybe even 60s for southern Indiana. Stay tuned for more forecast information on that. In the meantime, back up here to the snow squall warning. Current time is 11:52, about to be 11:53 a.m. Goodness gracious. A.m. here on December 19th, Friday. This snow squall will likely last at least another county tier. It's more so how intense it is that's what really matters with these snow squalls. If it loses intensity, visibility won't drop as low, and the snow squall warning could be replaced by a special weather statement instead, for example. We'll see, though. We have 7 minutes before this warning technically expires. We'll be live until it does. Major highways out ahead of this that are not being impacted yet, but will be impacted by, at very least, heavier snow showers. Looking at US 33 through Benton, through Ligonier, Route 6 from Owaka, Brimfield, Kendallville area down toward Corunna, Waterloo, and Butler. Taylor Corner up here, we also have I-69 from about that Waterloo up to Angola area, about to be impacted by this as well. North-south roads here, State Route 327. We also have Route 5, North 1000 East, State Route 3 through South Milford toward Kendallville. Up further north here by Pleasant Lake, we have Bellefontaine Road, Old US Highway 27, just to the east of 69 there. And even further to the east, we have US 20, obviously. State Route 1 toward Ellis to Fountain Park. State Route 427 and 8090 toward the Motor Speedway of Angola. Those are the main arteries that are about to be impacted by some snow showers at very least. Brooke in chat says it has reached Wolcottville, and that is not surprising here. It's probably started snowing. Caleb's still working on getting that information for you about the last snow squall, but we're having some issues with the website software that gives us that information. So we're going to work on that. If we can't get it, we'll let you guys know later on in the future here. But for right now, it's having a little bit of issues trying to get that up for you. So the text of the snow squall warning reads, all right, we have an extension, it looks like. Yes, an extension of the snow squall warning has now been issued by IWX, which is Northern Indiana NWS. Let's go ahead and read the text of this one. Probably the same thing, just different areas here. At 11:54, it says, a snow squall warning in effect for Steuben County, Elkhart County, Noble County, LaGrange County. Then obviously we have Fulton, Williams in Ohio, as well as Hillsdale in southeast Michigan. Until 12:30 p.m. At 11:53 a.m., a dangerous snow squall was located along a line extending 7 miles southwest of Hudson, Michigan, to near Goshen, moving east at 25 miles per hour. The hazard: intense bursts of heavy snow and gusty winds leading to blowing snow and rapidly falling visibility to less than 1/4 mile. Wind gust up to 35. This band has been having a history of reducing visibility less than 1 mile. Source is radar indicated. Impact is travel. Will become difficult and potentially dangerous within minutes. Includes Interstate 69 between mile markers 342 and 355. Interstate 80 between mile markers 446, 156. Interstate 80 in Ohio between markers 0 and 12. Locations: Goshen, Angola, LaGrange, Morenci, Fremont, Pioneer, Rome City, Fayette, Topeka, Millersburg, Columbia, Wolcottville, Ransom, Lyons, Waldron, Hudson, Camden, Clear Lake, York, and Honeyville. Slow down. Rapid changes in visibility and road conditions are expected within this dangerous snow squall. Be alert for sudden whiteout conditions. Reduce speed, turn your headlights on. That is the text of the warning, typical for snow squalls. But as we can see here, this new red box indicating the new snow squall warning. Here's Morenci, Michigan over here, Fayette, Ohio, Pioneer, Northwest Ohio here, Cambria, Pittsford, Hudson, Michigan, into Indiana, Angola now included, Metz, Pleasant Lake, Woodruff, South Milford, Rome City, Topeka, back through Millersburg. Caleb, did you get that graphic, or should I get that graphic real quick?
Nope, I have it shared on my screen, actually. This is as of yesterday, so the data is valid as of yesterday, as if before the warning was ever issued. So it looks like, according to this, the National Weather Service in northern Indiana or Indianapolis have actually never issued a snow squall warning in Indiana. It looks like the National Weather Service in Louisville, Wilmington, Toledo, Detroit, and Gaylord, Michigan all have issued snow squall warnings, as well as KLOT, National Weather Service in Chicago. But at least according to this data here, these are the first snow squall warnings issued by northern Indiana. I do recall a lot of special weather statements from them in the past, but this may be the first event meeting snow squall criteria. I know there may be different offices have different criteria, and maybe a little more hesitant to issue them here due to the amount of lake effect snow that we get in northern Indiana as well. I don't want to speak on behalf of the National Weather Service, but I know there is different scenarios for different warnings being issued at these offices. But kind of a unique note there. As you can see here, if I update the date to today on the 19th and we generate the data, you will see it's loading here. You can see the yellow bar going across the screen. Oh, why didn't it do it? It didn't update. This did say 0 a few minutes ago, as in they just issued it today, a little gray box. Yeah, data is kind of inconclusive, but at least according to this, it points to they've never issued one before.
Interesting. We'll have to double check with that and verify. It'd be kind of cool, not really cool, but it'd be kind of interesting if it is the first snow squall warning in Indiana, in this territory at least. So, looking at the future of this snow band here, looking at cameras, we do have a camera up on 69 near the Angola Jamestown area, but unfortunately it's pointed directly at the sky. I don't see anything with this that would help us out with this in-dot camera. Otherwise, we have no other cameras in northeast Indiana. So we're kind of going blind with this. So if you guys are watching from these areas and you have reports, pictures, videos, feel free, drop a comment here or send a message to us at Indiana Weather Network or Indiana Weather Online on Facebook. Email also works. We do have emails as well. You can email me, Ryan, R-Y-A-N, at iwnwx.com. You're welcome to do all those methods of contact. This snow squall warning that just got issued is in effect for 30 minutes now. It goes till 12:30 p.m. here on Friday, December 19th. Current time is about to turn to 12 noon.
And this snow squall is still moving east and south at about 25 miles per hour. Heavy burst hazards include intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow, and visibility rapidly falling to less than 1/4 mile. Whiteout conditions possible. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. This band has a history of producing reduced visibility less than 1 mile. This includes the following highways: Interstate 69 in Indiana between mile markers 342 and 355, Interstate I-80 in Indiana between mile markers 146 and 156, and also Interstate in Ohio between mile markers 0 and 12. If you know anybody traveling in northern Ohio, towards the Montpelier and Wauseon areas in northwest Ohio. It does include Bryan, Ohio as well.
Again, the main hazard with this is life-threatening travel. Whiteout conditions will go from sunny skies, or cloudy skies in this case, to near zero visibilities in a matter of a few seconds. So this is why it's serious, why we're live here, getting you guys up to speed with things. If you're out and about traveling the highways here across Elkhart, LaGrange, Steuben, Noble, or DeKalb counties, you guys should be on alert for rapidly deteriorating road conditions within this lake effect snow band.
And this snow squall does have a history of producing these limited and reduced visibilities on the highway as well. So do keep that in mind. It is currently getting ready to move out of LaGrange, getting ready to impact the US 6 corridor here towards the Napanee area, Ligonier, Kendallville, and Ashley areas as well along I-69 State Road 4. So if you're in northern Indiana, northeast Indiana specifically, do prepare for these rapidly deteriorating conditions and a very potent band just north of Angola near the I-80 corridor, moving into Fremont and Jamestown, Indiana, and extreme northeast Indiana. Another potent band of the snow squall moving in to northeast Indiana right now. This is moving south and east at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Nope, that's fine. So here's a live look at the band here. Go ahead and circle it here for you. Right in here from Sturgis, Michigan, South Bend, Elkhart, Goshen. South Bend, I believe, was allowed to be taken out of the snow squall warning. Just some lake effect snow showers continuing there for them. Goshen over to LaGrange, a very potent snow squall moving in Elkhart and LaGrange County right now. Over here north of Angola near the Jamestown area, I-80 corridor, very potent, small but potent band moving into the I-80 corridor here in extreme northeast Indiana. Interstate 69 I-80 interchange here, busy highway section here. Again, prepare for whiteout conditions, visibilities down to 1/4 mile possible within this band here. It's not very wide, only a few miles wide is this band, really about 2 miles. 2 miles is about how wide this band is, this snow squall, but within that 2 miles, expect whiteout conditions, limited visibility, and blowing snow. Winds to 35 miles per hour possible as well. If this band holds together, kind of uncertain how far south and east it will ultimately go before falling apart. If it does so, Auburn and DeKalb County, watch this band moving through LaGrange County right now. Kendallville here on deck, Albion, Ligonier, all on deck for this band. Warsaw and Plymouth, you guys should be okay. The worst of the bands should skirt off to the north and east of your location. So US 30 here, gonna have to watch you, but right now it's looking like it's trending to be a little bit off to the north and east of you guys. But if you're traveling on I-69 northbound north of US 6, prepare for these rapidly deteriorating conditions, especially once you get north of Ashley, moving towards the Angola area, Jamestown area. If you're on US 20, likely some residual snow on the roads, especially as these bands are just now moving off the highway, moving south along State Road 9 and 5, towards the LaGrange area, Topeka area, and getting down into the Ligonier and Kendallville here pretty soon as well. So all of these locations do have a history of whiteout conditions within the snow squall itself. This new snow squall warning does go until we find the time here. I see that now. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 11:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A dangerous snow squall was located along a line extending from 7 miles southwest of Hudson, Michigan, moving near Goshen at 25 miles per hour. Hazards include intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow and limited visibility, rapidly falling to less than 1/4 of a mile. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. This band has a history of producing visibility less than 1 mile. Radar indicated with these hazards here, impact travel will become difficult and potentially dangerous within minutes. Can't stress that enough, how fast visibilities drop within the snow squall. You go from clear conditions really ideal driving conditions to whiteout conditions, near zero visibility, less than a quarter of a mile, as well as slippery road conditions as well. We'll see quick bursts of snow accumulating on area roadways, perhaps up to a quarter of an inch or so in some locations within the snow squall. Snowfall rates are very, very heavy. And then when you add the wind to this, gusting to 35 miles per hour, it just escalates the dangers within the snow squall, and which is why the National Weather Service has issued the snow squall warning, indicating the dangers associated with it from blowing snow, heavy snow, and the winds associated with the squall as well, going from clear visibility to whiteouts within minutes, within less than a mile if you're driving into the snow squall. That's how dangerous these snow squalls can be. Currently, this snow squall, let's see how long it is. Currently, from about the edge of Elkhart County all the way to Hillsdale, Michigan, or just south of there to Hudson, still hanging on to about 88 miles wide, almost 89 miles wide is this snow squall, and it's moving south and east at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Goshen getting into some heavy snow right now. US 33, this is a very busy road here from Ligonier up to Elkhart. A lot of people travel US 33 here between Fort Wayne and the Goshen, Mishawaka area. So do be prepared for slow traffic and deteriorating conditions as well. This road curves a lot, so do be careful and mindful of that, as well as State Road 9. US 20 is also a very busy highway here in northern Indiana between Angola and Elkhart in the Mishawaka area. Do be prepared for slow traffic and increase your following distance as well. It's also daytime, so it's important to note to make sure your headlights are on. A lot of our cars have daylight sensors, but sometimes in snow, the way it reflects the light, the sensor doesn't sense it's dark enough for the headlights to turn on. So double check that if you're driving. Make sure you manually turn them on if you have to. Make sure your headlights are on within the snow squall to give motorists an idea of where you are at, so they don't come up on you too fast. Do make sure your headlights are on, but always slow down and increase following distance as well when driving in these deteriorating conditions. A lot of accidents can occur in snow squalls, making them very dangerous, especially on highways and busy roadways, due to the slick nature, limited visibility, and the heavy snowfall rates that occur within these snow bands. Areas on deck: Kendallville, Albion, Ligonier, LaGrange, you should be clearing out here. A few lake-fixed snow showers possible later on here this afternoon. Goshen getting hit pretty hard right now. Jamestown, whiteout conditions moving into Fremont and Jamestown. Moving on to the I-80 corridor here between Orland and State Line here. So do expect rapidly deteriorating conditions north of Angola, I-69, I-80 corridor here from the Ohio line over to the LaGrange County line here in northern Indiana. Fremont, Jamestown getting in on some very nasty conditions right now with this heavy band here, moving into northeast Indiana. Heavy snow moving into LaGrange County, getting ready to move south of LaGrange County into the Kendallville and the Ligonier area US 6 corridor, getting ready to see impacts from the snow squall here momentarily. Elkhart County still in the middle of this snow squall as well. Areas around and outside of the snow squall warning, quite clear. We do have some snow bands in north central Indiana, between the Wabash County, Huntington, Grant, Wells, Adams County, and even Howard County, getting in some light snow squalls. So could have some reduced visibility. I'll circle them for you. But these are not quite as potent or to the same extent as what our snow squall warning is here up north, but do plan for some slick roadways perhaps, or some limited visibility perhaps. Has some heavier bands here, thin but heavy in the Wabash, Huntington County areas as well. So do keep that in mind if you're traveling south. There are still some snow squalls and snow showers in the area as well. This snow squall will continue moving south and east at about 20 miles per hour. DeKalb County, gonna have to keep an eye on you if we extend a snow squall warning for you to include the Auburn area, Waterloo, and Ashley area. Be interesting to see how this band holds together to see if we get that extension into your area. But right now, not included in the snow squall warning. We'll have to see how this trends over the next 10 to 20 minutes or so.
I do have a snowplow cam pulled up here. I'm going to bring it in just a second.
Here, I think I got it here.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
exact same one. Yep.
Yep. So this snowplow is on I-69 northbound near the Indiana-Michigan state line. This is north of Angola. He is going north here on the northbound lanes. This is what the edge of the snow squall looks like. The camera shows it a little bit better, probably, than what the visibilities actually are. Kind of hard to see on your screen, but if you zoom in, look at the tanker truck on the left side of your screen. There's a car right there with its headlights on, and you can barely see it. And perhaps a ghostly shadow of another semi, perhaps beyond that, or another vehicle. This is what visibilities less than a half mile look like, and potentially by now, visibilities less than a quarter of a mile. But look at the highway as well. You can see how it's starting to turn a shade of white. We're getting that accumulation on the highway. Road temperatures, though they thawed a little bit yesterday, overnight last night, temperatures quickly dropped into the tens and teens, refreezing our topsoils and roadways as well, allowing the snow to quickly accumulate and become very icy, very slippery. So if you're driving into this, it's like hitting a wall of snow. Think of it like that. You go from driving with no visibility restrictions at all, and then you're suddenly finding yourself in whiteout conditions with blowing snow, not seeing vehicles in front of you very well either. And look at the cars here. Their daylight sensors do not have their headlights on either in front of these cars. And look how hard it is. You can imagine trying to see a white vehicle or a darker vehicle ahead of you in these snow squalls, just how hard it is to see them. Again, if you don't have your headlights on, make sure you manually turn them on to allow other vehicles to see you if they're behind you, as visibilities drop dramatically. Sometimes daylight sensors don't sense it dark enough, especially in snow situations. The way the snowflakes reflect the light, it kind of gives a false interpretation to the daylight sensor and doesn't allow the headlights to come on. So make sure you have those turned on for other motorists around you. Back to the radar here. You can see heavy snow still Elkhart County, LaGrange County. Starting to get in some snow here in the Ligonier area, US 6 north of Albion. The worst of it, though, is still in LaGrange County, moving into the US 20 area. Our snowplow was right in here, right near Jamestown, just north of the I-69, I-80 interchange there. And what you were looking at was the leading edge of this heavy band of snow moving into Fremont. That's what you were looking at on your screen there, just that wall of snow. And it's literally a wall of snow moving south here, associated with this snow squall. Winds up to 35 miles per hour as well. Hazards included within this line: intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow, and visibility rapidly falling to less than 1/4 mile. Whiteout conditions is what you will expect. Wind gusts of 35 miles per hour, and this band also has a history of reducing visibility less than 1 mile. Travel will become difficult and potentially dangerous within minutes here. It's going from fine road conditions to now suddenly snow-covered roads and whiteout conditions. That's what makes this so dangerous. You're going at speed on the highway, 70, 75 miles per hour, because roads are fine. But as soon as you enter the snow squall, that changes in an instant. Visibility less than 1/4 mile, and you find yourself driving on very slippery conditions. Don't slam on your brakes driving in these conditions. Let off the accelerator and coast down to a speed that's the flow of traffic and comfortable for you. Never slam on the brakes in these conditions, as that'll result in sliding or an accident or in a ditch. So do be mindful of that. And this very heavy snow band, Ryan, is still impacting Goshen along US 33. A very intense snow on US 33. I expect really slow traffic here. Pretty busy artery here in the Goshen Elkhart area. A lot of people travel this route getting to Northwest Indiana. So do take your time on US 33 and do expect backups from Ligonier to Elkhart County, as this section of road here is curvy and is usually heavily traveled as well.
That's also on the edge of the snow squall warning too. Goshen just sneaks into the box there. So even if you're just outside of Goshen, there's a pretty heavy band that appears from Granger through Elkhart down through about Midway into Benton area. Even if you're just outside of the Goshen area, be alert for some heavier snow that is ongoing here just outside this snow squall. I'm looking at right about here in terms of this lake effect band. And the the warning is kind of cut off to the south.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we get a warning extension or not. It all depends on reports, visibility, and the trends with this snow squall as well. But this snow squall is still moving off to the south and east at 20 to 25 miles per hour.
Caleb, we just got confirmation, thanks to our colleague in Ohio, that this is the first official confirmed snow squall warning that Northern Indiana has issued. So this is the first.
Yeah, that's
two
what
in
it looked
history.
like on that data plot I had pulled up earlier.
So this is again first snow squall warnings, first two back to back here in the state, not in the state, but in Northern Indiana at least, here in the northern part of the state. Interesting. So again, this is a snow squall warning. This is not anything severe, wind, hail, tornado wise. This is a simple snow squall warning. But the reason we're live here is because it comes on very quickly. It catches a lot of people off guard. So the more people we reach with this information, the better off we are. And again, the main hazard is life-threatening travel possible on the roads as visibilities drop from normal, seeing several miles, 5-10 miles, and all of a sudden you hit this band of snow and it's down to half mile or less. So
Yep,
that
and correct me
is
if I'm wrong, Ryan, but I believe snow squall warnings trigger the emergency alert system, and you will get an alert on your radio and car, I believe.
I know up here in Michigan, that's how it is. I believe it's universal that way. So I had to imagine. Anybody watching from this area got a EAS alert on their phone? Let us know in chat. We are curious on that. I'm pretty sure it does trigger those alerts, but I'm kind of curious. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat as well. We are pretty interactive here at IWN. So this is one of those situations where we can take a few seconds to answer questions if you have some. If you're wondering about the other parts of the state, we are not expecting this snow squall to impact very many areas. If you're downstream here from about Plymouth to Napanee over here to the Ohio border, you guys have a potential as a snow squall and snow showers move to the southeast that you could get some snow showers later on this afternoon. But primarily, this is limited to the north and perhaps northeast corner of the state. Further south, just some light snow showers possible throughout the day today. It's mostly going to be a blustery day with wind chills well below the 20-degree mark for a lot of us. And then obviously the gusty winds continue to be the main story, really. And then tomorrow, we warm back up and we're climbing back in toward Christmas. We could be in the 50s, perhaps even a 60-degree stat there around or perhaps even on Christmas coming up for next week. So with that said, any questions, feel free to pop them in chat. We're going to go back to the radar here in just a second. Again, this is the first ever snow squall warning issued by the National Weather Service out of North Webster. Places include Angola, Indiana, Wolcottville, Topeka, LaGrange, all the way down toward Hudson, Steubenville, Russell's Point, Alvarado, Metz, York, Clear Lake, Fremont, Panama, Emma, Honeyville, I think I already said these, Millersburg, and Goshen areas. For some reason, the radar loves Goshen right now. We are in a dark blue band directly over the town of Goshen, so I have to imagine that if you are in or around the Goshen area, you are getting some pretty heavy snow squalls right now. Supposed to be leaving Elkhart to go to, how do you pronounce that? Schererville?
Cherville, yeah.
If you give it some time, you should be okay. The snow squall, it's over Elkhart right now, but over the next hour or two, it should clear up a little bit for you guys to get out there and be a little bit better in terms of travel. So if you give it a few, it may be a little bit better. Anybody in the Goshen area watching, let us know what you're seeing, as well as over here by LaGrange, Topeka, Wolcottville, and Jamestown. Jamestown here, this is another darker blue band indicating heavier snow possible or likely ongoing here from about the Ohio, Indiana, Michigan border from Camden all the way through the Nuttall Lake, Clear Lake, Fremont, Jamestown, just south of Kinderhook now in Gilead areas. I'm going to pull up that snow plow again, see if I can't get an updated camera look on that plow up there. There's actually 6 plows up there right now, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm looking on the map. I haven't found a good one that's updated at the moment.
Yeah, not right now at least. That plow we looked at last time is on the north edge of that band now, so it's out of the snow. I believe he's turning back south. He'll probably drive back into it here in a few minutes, so I'll have to kind of check him out in 5 minutes or so and see what it looks like. Christian
Yep.
says we have a few flurries in Carmel, and yes, that would verify what the radar is showing down here in the Indianapolis area. We got some lake effect, not really lake effect, perhaps even some industrial effect. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but this area has a lot of industry, and it can sometimes produce lake effect snow. But in this case, either way, got some lake effect snow showers on go.
I would call it a convective snow band with
Yeah,
that.
we'll call it that. I keep saying lake effect, but there's no lake here to give it. So snow showers ongoing here across the Indianapolis area from about Tipton down to Fishers, Lawrence area. So yeah, not surprised by that at all. Out of curiosity, I'm kind of wondering what the cameras look like down in that area. If it's actually snowing decent or is it just kind of sporadic? Let's go ahead and go through some cameras here. Looks like it's mostly sporadic. A lot of that snow melted
So,
yesterday too.
yeah, not a lot of snow once you go south of Fort Wayne here in Indiana anymore.
Yeah, white Christmas chances are going to be definitely in jeopardy for 95% of the state at least.
Yeah.
Back up here to the snow squall warning. It remains in effect for 9 more minutes. We'll see if they extend it further south as well. Moving into Kendallville, Albion areas right now. Butler is on deck as well. Moving into DeKalb County, Noble County right now as we speak. Northern half of Kosciuszko County as well. Not under a warning, but got some snow showers over your way heading from Goshen to South Bend in toward the North Webster, Milford, Warsaw, Napanee areas. Animating this, putting it in motion. We're going to see the movement on this is mostly east with a little bit of a southward movement here. We'll see if they extend it. We'll have to see if they reissue it further south here for perhaps Kosciuszko, Whitley, Allen, and mostly DeKalb counties. But again, play it by ear. This warning expires in 8 minutes at 12:30 p.m. Current time on your screen bottom right is 12:22 p.m. December 19th, which is a Friday here. Nice and cold day out there. Gusty winds as well continue throughout much of the day, but they'll be letting up as we get later on into the early half of Saturday. And then a warm up is expected from then onward. Looking at the radar, Caleb, looks like the most organized convective bands or lake effect bands are going to be over Fremont and Orland areas.
Yep.
That's going to be where likely the heaviest is ongoing here, just across, basically on the border of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio there from York, Clear Lake, Camden, Michigan areas. Over here toward Fremont, and then again over here back port westward toward Orland, Panama, and
Hey,
Nevada
take your
Mills.
plow back. He's back into it.
Okay, I'll look at that. Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah, well, I can.
Yeah, go ahead and
Let
pull it
me.
up.
Yes, I do have it pulled up here. And there's vehicles without headlights on still, which amazes me.
There you go. Oh, wow. There you go. Visibility there, I'd probably say about a quarter mile or half mile or so or less. I mean, that's going to be a pretty intense squall there. Again, this plow is heading southbound on 69 from the Michigan border, heading toward the Angola area. Looks like it's going to be near Jamestown, Snow Lake, Fremont areas where this plow is at the current moment.
Yeah, as you can really see just how slick the roadways are becoming here on the highway. You can see he's merging back onto the highway. He's kind of on the on-ramp here. But one thing to note here, look at the car right beside him. No headlights on. And if you have a hard time seeing him here, imagine what he would be, 100 feet ahead of this plow. You wouldn't see him at all. So again, have your headlights on. I know a lot of times they're daylight sensors. You may not realize you don't have your headlights on, as your daylight sensors don't sense enough darkness to turn the lights on. That's really common in snow, as snow reflects the light almost like little mirrors, making it appear lighter. And but you need to have your headlights on. It's actually a state law in times of reduced visibilities. Evening to dusk, you need to have your headlights on in these conditions here for the safety of yourself and the safety of others.
This is up in northeast Indiana, Elkhart, LaGrange, Steuben, Noble, DeKalb counties to be exact. The picture on your screen is from a snowplow in the Angola area in Steuben County, just south of the Michigan border, heading southbound. That is where this plow is at. And as you can see on radar here, I'll take back my radar, the heaviest snow bands. So the plow approximately, if we were to just kind of circle the area, he's in this area approximately, and the snow bands here, the heaviest all throughout. So he is in the thick of it there on Caleb's screen.
Yeah, visibility less than a quarter of a mile, definitely confirmed here within this camera. This is an NDOT plow. You can see he's got the plow on, probably some road salt in the hopper. He's going to be treating the roadways here, trying to get them back to ship-shop shape behind the snow squall. Luckily, though, Ryan, this snow squall is very narrow, only about 3 miles wide. So it's a very narrow band of swath, but he's on the north side of the snow squall here, I assume, driving into it. But look how much snow is on the roadway as a result of the snow squall and those limited visibilities here, just how fast things can change when driving into these squalls, going from nice road conditions, you're driving 70, 75, and then the minute you get into this, here you are. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile, whiteout conditions, and very slippery road conditions as well.
Yeah, and that's going to really, I mean, it's kind of why we say it's life-threatening travel, because a main part of it is visibility, and a lot of pileups and crashes can occur because you just run into it so fast. But another part of it is the slick conditions. You run into it fast, but it's also slick. So you slam your brakes on and you just go sliding right into the person in front of you or perhaps a guardrail. It's just not a good situation. So snow squall warnings are equally as dangerous on the roads, at least, as they are anywhere else. So take it seriously
Absolutely.
if you are in this lake effect band. Now, also want to take note that the snow squall warning here is expiring in 3 minutes or so, but looks like the look at this here. They just updated it, so okay, what they're saying here is the snow squall warning has weakened. The snow squall has weakened, so it will expire at 12:30. So that will likely end our coverage here in a few minutes of the snow squall, but still, if you're out and about, conditions remain deteriorated across this area. The heaviest remains where that snowplow on your screen is at, up in Steuben County between Jamestown and Angola. Those two lake effect bands will continue to the south and east into northwest Ohio eventually, but still Angola, Ellis, Metz, York, Alvarado, Russell's Point, Pleasant Lake, Steubenville, all in the path of this. And then further west, got some heavier, moderate to heavier lake effect bands as well from Goshen through LaGrange, Topeka, Wolcottville areas. Pull the radar back up here. The darker blues indicating the heavier, the heavier snow intensity. And then up here, the heaviest we're just talking about near Jamestown, moving to the southeast here at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So there's your first snow squall warning. There's your second snow squall warning. And this is going to be allowed to expire according to the latest update they just pushed, which is why the bar below has went back to all clear mode, which is that grayish black color below. So this will be allowed to expire here in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And once that does expire, we'll be off air monitoring behind the scenes. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, now is time to ask. Otherwise, we're going to hop out of here in a few minutes. So if you have anything to talk about, now is the chance and time to do so.
Yep, and a good point to bring up here, Ryan. Even though the snow squall warning is likely being allowed to expire, we're still seeing those limited visibilities, whiteout conditions, despite a weakening trend with this band here. So do still plan on deteriorating road conditions if you are traveling on I-69 northbound from DeKalb County all the way up into the Angola area, as well as the Albion Goshen area. Still plan on these limited visibilities here associated with the snow squall, even though it is on the weakening trend moving into and across northern Indiana.
Yeah, and here's another look at that snowplow heading southbound 69. Looks like the, or not, this is actually off 69, but look at the roads. Like, they are snow covered, and I bet you slam your brakes on that, you're going to slide very easily. So it's going to be a mess out there as this passes through. But otherwise, this is going to expire here in 40 seconds. We're going to roll the outro here momentarily. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Happy Friday to you as well, Christian. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we're going to roll the outro now. Caleb, anything else you want to add to this as this expires?
I don't think so. Again, we'll keep an eye on radar trends here behind the scenes. Snow showers are possible and likely here through early afternoon, but we do expect snow showers to eventually taper off here. You can see behind the leading edge of this band here, just lake effect snow showers are more scattered in nature, and we'll likely see that. Winds are going to deviate a little bit. They're going to shift more out of the west versus northwest here this afternoon, and that should eventually keep most of the snow north of the Indiana-Michigan state line, but we will still see occasional snow showers here across northern and northeast Indiana. Occasional light snow showers possible across central Indiana. We're getting some snow showers around the Noblesville area, Fishers, Lawrence, and the Indianapolis area here at this moment, as well as snow showers along the I-69 corridor from Fort Wayne down to the Anderson area. Could result in some light snow showers, limited visibility. or perhaps a slick road or two across central Indiana. But these snow showers should end here going into early mid afternoon. And then tomorrow, we're back in the 40s across all of Indiana. How about that?
And the new statement coming in now for this lake effect band, likely just highlighting reduced visibility. We'll take a
Yep.
look at that real quick.
Absolutely. So the snow squall warning has been allowed to expire, and it looks like here they may be replacing it with a special weather statement. Special weather statements are used to kind of have a wide variety of uses by the National Weather Service, typically indicating a hazard that does not meet a severe threshold, whether it's a snow squall warning, severe thunderstorm warning. A lot of times they're used for a hazard that doesn't meet advisory or warning criteria. You'll see a special weather statement get issued here. And this snow squall still producing limited visibilities. We've seen on that snowplow cam we pulled up here a couple times, and a lot of the roads behind this band, they're snow covered. Look at this INDOT plow here on the highway, probably around maybe a quarter of an inch of snow there. Not a significant amount, but more than enough to cause slippery road conditions. And if you slam on the brakes for a hazard or anything like that, or a vehicle that stopped in front of you, there's little you can do to avoid sliding.
All right.
Slow down, headlights on, and have a safe rest of your Friday afternoon. And I think we're all looking forward to the 40s again tomorrow.
I agree. I am for sure. We'll have your forecast coming up for Christmas here on the pages soon. We'll have to watch the trends there as we warm up through the next week or so. Otherwise, you guys stay safe. We'll be back live in the event any other snow squall warnings get issued. But in the meantime, plan for slick travel and reduce visibility across northern Indiana within any lake effect snow bands that are ongoing. With that said, enjoy your Friday. We'll catch you guys later.